Okay, so we'll be doing the normal Kartik program this evening. Some Kirtan till around 7:30, then we'll retreat, I think, as far as I'm aware. No. And then we'll have a class from Premaniketan, and then we'll do the candle offering, Damodarastakam. Yes? Okay. Hope everybody's okay. Kardashi today, so no khichdi. For those of you who moan about what's saying about khichdi. We only come for the khichdi. Premaniketan, His Grace Premaniketan Das. Okay?
Yeah, so we have slightly different program today. So we have our singers. They're going to sing some new bhajan. Please.
It's singing about Rama and Krishna, and saying that we should say his name, Rama and Krishna, and also we'll go through, in each of the stanzas, we will go through where he's born, and who's his father, mother, and who he actually murdered, and also Sita and Radha as well. So a little bit of snippets of his story, both Rama and Krishna, in every stanza. So we'll do call and repeat for the first set, and then the fast speed, I think we'll do that, and then we'll do slowly again together. So those are the words, yeah. Rama Namo, Rama Namo, Rama Namo, Sita Rama Namo, Rama Namo, Rama Namo, Rama Namo, Sita Rama Namo, Krishna Namo, Krishna Namo, Krishna Namo.
What a performance today, huh?
Very.
Ah. Yes. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. I think we need more often this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are midway through this very, very auspicious month of Kartik, month of Damodara Lila, month of so many pastimes of Krishna. Those were enacted in the land of Namo, Brajbhumi. As you have said before, that whatever little or more extra we do is devotionally, that gets multiplied by thousands and thousands. You chant one round extra, that will be counted thousands of rounds extra. If we have daily classes, Krishna performs so many pastimes in this month that every single day we spend hours and hours and still will not be finished. So many pastimes. And one of the most important pastimes is where Kana Prabhu has put the picture of Krishna is being very naughty and mischief, giving a lot of trouble to Mother Yashoda. I think most of mothers understand that how their children they give them. I did to my mother. And she would run away. So leaving us behind, she would go and be with her friend in a neighboring place. And we will just torment the house. Just ransack it completely. And she will come with a stick. There you go. And their mother, she would, we don't have a stick there, do we? No, there is no stick in the hand of Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda also had a stick. Let's read few verses from Bhagavad Gita and then we'll dive into a bit of pastimes of Krishna. So last week we read up to verse 29 where Arjuna has started to display the signs of nervous breakdown. Knowing that he has to fight with his kinsmen, his grandfathers, uncles, nephew, people who kind of spend time in their laps. When he was a kid, he was completely bewildered. And Srila Prabhupada tells in purport that he was naturally compassionate because he was a devotee of Krishna. So he had that compassion within him. Only problem was the compassion was misplaced. He was just thinking about the outer covering, not thinking about the dharma, not thinking about the inner self. He was just thinking about that, like Swajan, they are mine, I and mine, my kinsmen. That's why the attachment, that I will behave differently to others. When it comes to with my dealings, I will act differently. When it comes to giving advice, we become very wise men. When it comes to following those footsteps, is a Herculean task, very difficult. That's why it is said that it is not that how we behave when we are in this group of devotees, but our behavior is truly reflected when we are alone, sitting at home, with our phones or whatever we have in life. Yeah? That's the real reflection of who we are. Yeah? So let's read the verse 30. I just read the translations, not verses. So, I'm now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. And that's what happens when we are faced with severe anxiety and stress and there's nowhere to run. We get stuck here. This kind of person is stuck between two armies in the midst. He's seeing his brothers on his side and he's seeing other side of his cousin brothers and he's struggling. I see only causes of misfortune. Only misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon. So he is inducing Krishna. The way you killed the demon Kesi, similarly, please kill my doubt as well. And time to time he will ask Krishna this. He will address Krishna with different names. So Krishna's name is Madhusudan. So some places he says Madhusudan. Madhusudan means that Krishna who killed the demon Madhu, that killed my doubt as well. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to induce Krishna to please speak up. But Krishna is, that's a good listener, isn't he? It's so difficult to find someone who we can sit and listen to. Yeah? When it comes to open mouth, talk. But when it comes to listening, such a hard task. And not only that, we are compiling that how I'm going to answer the person. Not just listen, don't give you any advice. That also option is there. But what we do, straight away, stop talking. Krishna is patient. Even though he's inducing Krishna, Madhusudan, listen. This is happening to me. This is misfortune. Speak up, please. Krishna is mum. Unless the person comes to the point where he's ready to hear you out, do not speak. Because person is not ready. Person has to be ready. Till this point, he is talking to his friend. Friends don't listen to each other. Yeah? Very rarely. Husband and wife? Sometimes listen. Most don't. Yeah? And Srila Prabhupada says, Arjuna is showing ignorance in his real self-interest by Krishna's will. Krishna is willingly making Arjuna to speak these verses, these words. So so Krishna will get chance to speak this excellent book, 700 verses. So Krishna summarized, because one Krishna spoke the same philosophy to Vivaswan. Yeah, the millions of verses. But he summarized only 700 verses. And there have been so many philosophers banging their head to trying to churn it. But they don't know the key, how to churn it. Yeah? By mental speculation, we cannot understand this book. Absolutely not. Impossible. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddho. Until we meet a devotee who can help us to reveal the message of Bhagavad Gita by our own accord, we won't understand this book. It's impossible. Impossible. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman, I and mine. Yeah? We battle with this, don't we? In this battle. Now can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom of happiness. So he is ready to give up what? Victory. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want kingdom. He just want to forsake that as well. Our happiness. What we battle for, yeah, always trying to get some happiness in our lives, he is ready to forsake that as well. Just for I and mine. So he is ready to give up his dharma, Kshatriya dharma. So he was warrior. For him, fighting in the battlefield would have been a gateway to heaven. Yeah? He doesn't want that. Because of, that's similar situation we face in all families. We struggle. Without knowing that one's self-interest is in Vishnu, conditioned souls are attracted by bodily relationships, hoping to be happy in such situations. Arjuna appears to have even forgotten the moral code for a Kshatriya. So he's forgetting that. He's ready to give up that even. Arjuna is reluctant even to kill his enemies, let alone his relatives. He thinks that by killing his kinsmen there would be no happiness in his life, and therefore he is not willing to fight. Just as a person who does not feel hunger is not inclined to cook. So he doesn't want to fight for the sake of dharma. Now he's thinking just about himself. We become greedy to self. And what kind of self? Just body. Not even true self, that who we are. We become greedy to just external. And we'll read the full purport of the next verses. So there are 3 verses together, 32, 33, 34, 35. O Govinda, of what avail to us our kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? So what he's thinking is that unless we have people around, whatever I acquire materially, it becomes useless. Yeah. O Madhusudana. See, again he's addressing Krishna. Madhusudana. Krishna who killed demon Madhu. In the previous he addresses Krishna, O Govinda. Govinda, master of senses, master of cows, cowherd. O Madhusudana. When teachers, fathers, sons and grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-law, grandsons, brother-in-law and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? So you're ready to die now. O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them even in exchange for the 3 worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Let's read the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, completely opposite. However, automatically our senses are satisfied. Yeah? Makes sense? It is impossible to satisfy our senses. That's just impossible. But just by pouring the water onto the root of a tree, the entire tree gets nourishment. Just by satisfying Krishna's senses, cooking nice feast for Krishna, like Mataji did last week. Outstanding. Krishna becomes instantly satisfied. Just offer it to Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Simple. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses. And he wants God to be the order supplier. That's why we go to temples, don't we? We have a list. Tick boxes. I'm going to go to Tirupati Balaji, very famous temple. Very famous temple in South India. Very rarely people go there asking for blessings. Krishna, he's a form of Krishna. Please help me in my devotional service. They have a list. They donate golds and everything. So they donate, let's say 10 gram gold, and they want 1 kilo gold from Krishna. Come on, give it to me. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entities as much as they deserve only. Not more, not less. Doesn't matter whether you give gold to Krishna or who you want to pay extra. But not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entities are satisfied, automatically become satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield, and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of material life. Srila Prabhupada is so perfect. He hits hard. Sometimes it hurts in the heart. Why Srila Prabhupada is saying that? I'm so attached to my kinsman, I'm so attached to my family and relatives. What we don't understand, they are in our life because of karmic combinations. Someone's daughter, someone's son, someone's father, mother. It's a karmic combination. That's why we're here together. Once that finished, you depart and go on to your different lives. Job done. We may never meet again until we go back to Krishna. That's it. This is typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Krishna, he can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a form. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives. And if he were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally, because Krishna is calling out Krishna, Madhusudan. Madhusudan, Krishna, you kill demon. Kill them as well. So he's inviting Krishna in a way that you can kill. And Krishna doesn't have, Krishna says later in Bhagavad Gita, I've already killed them all. You just here to take credit. They're already dead. At this point, he did not know that Krishna had already killed, Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is talking here the same thing. Killed them before they are coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins and brothers, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done by the devotees to the devotees by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. We can list the sins committed by his opposite party. Very long list, endless. But one of the sins Krishna did not tolerate at all. He would have mended the ties and rest of the things. When Duryodhana or his party tried to disrobe his devotee Draupadi. In Vedic system, the woman held a very high position. In this age of Kali, we have degraded them. There is a story that there was one demigod. He looked at a woman with a wrong kind of vision. He straightway thrown from the heavenly kingdom to the earth, and he suffered millions of years. The position is such that every woman has to be respected, regardless what their position in society is. The Haridas Thakur, they sent a prostitute to him. He respected her. He did not say a word, not said a bad word to her at all. She sat with him 7 days and 7 nights, and at the end she started chanting herself and became a devotee. That's the power of a Vaishnava association. If somebody is a pure devotee, they will attract. We should not get affected by negativity of a person. We should have sufficient kind of credit that we pass it on to others. Here you take it, and that's what the Haridas Thakur did. He passed on his credit to that prostitute, and she became a devotee. She had come to malign his character because he was becoming famous and he was a Muslim from background. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu named him Haridas. He would constantly chant the name of Krishna. That's the power of Harinam. That's the power of a devotee, pure devotee of Lord. Yeah. So, we either see women as a mother, mostly mother. If they are younger, you can see them as a sister. If they are older than us, definitely we should see them as a mother. And that's why Srila Prabhupada said that everyone should be called as a mother. And in ISKCON, that's what we do. You're little, Aisha. Now Aisha is kind of a mother, because she had that motherly kind of motherhood in her. It's very high class. We don't understand the importance of it. We don't understand. That's so important to. That's the Vedic system, isn't it? Woman has to be respected. There is no system to punish a woman in our Vedic society. You cannot punish them. You cannot jail them. Absolutely not. Never. There is no system. There is no punishment. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get into Damodara Lila. So last week we heard a bit. Yeah. We have Sanskrit verses here. So who knows Damodara Lila pastime? Everyone knows? Krishna. Yes. So the prayer that we read, I'm not going to read everything from here, just to get a glimpse that how a real prayer should look like. Yeah? Because generally what happens, that we have a list, that prayer that most Indians sing is Om Jai Jagdishwari. There's a list of things that you ask from God. Yeah? That's not a prayer. That's just a kind of transaction. Yeah? I'm praying to you, please give me this. Give me this. Here in this, in Satyavrat Muni was a saint. He's talking to Narad Muni, and that's where this composure comes from. In the first 3 verses of this poem, he describes the pastimes of Damodar. Yeah? And what is important that after that, he just praying for the mercy of the Lord. So, just in first 3 verses, he talks about the pastimes. Yeah? Let's read that. Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashoda Bhyolukula Davmanam Param Vrishtamathyanta Todrutya Gopya. So how he begins? He is establishing that he is not Krishna of any kind. Sat Chit Anand. Namam Ishwaram. Ishwar means God. Yeah? He is God who is, so he is establishing Tattva. Tattva means that he is Krishna. He is the personality. Yeah? Tattva, Vishesh. Then he goes on to describe his Rupa Vishesh. Means his features. Sat, Satchidananda. Sat, Chit and Ananda, Rup. That's how Krishna's body is made of. Not by flesh and the stool and the bile and the rest of it. It's not made of that. It's made of Satchidananda. Eternal, knowledge and blissful. That's the Krishna. Then Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana. Lasat Kundal. So Krishna has a kundal in his ears. Yeah? Krishna has many ornaments. But he particularly pays attention to kundal. Why? Because every other ornament they are fixed. Necklace. He had something in the West. What do you call that? In the West? Any mothers know? Huh? English? Huh? Hip bell. Hip chain. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with that. So hip chain. But he is specifically talking about the kundal that he had in his ear. Shark-shaped kundal Krishna has in his ears. Because those kundals, they are so lucky. Now the important thing to pay here attention is Krishna doesn't deal with anything dead. Yeah? The entire Brajbhumi Vrindavan is alive. It's not dead. And so whatever Krishna is wearing on his body, everything is live. Everything is live. His clothes, his flute, yeah? Everything is live. So his kundal is also live. It's a devotee of Krishna that is there. And normally what happens when we wear ornaments? We want to look beautiful, good. Then here the ornaments, they're not beautifying Krishna. Being there, they are becoming beautiful. Completely opposite. Because Krishna's beauty is described so many ways that at the end of this bhajan, he's praying to Krishna that let that beautiful face be my attention. Lasat Kundal, that's swinging. And that Kundal is touching Krishna's cheek. So it's a kissing Krishna's cheek. See how, when we go and stand up before Krishna, we should pay attention to, look at so beautifully they are decorated. So pay attention, because sometimes devotees, they decorate with particular rasa. Yeah? And it's important to kind of have a look at that. So Kundal is touching Krishna's cheek. And now what happened, I'll fast forward because this verse is very detailed and very deep. We'll be here all night. Yashoda Bhiyo. Out of fear of Mother Yashoda, Ukhla. Ukhla means, do you know what Ukhla is? Ukhla is kind of rice grinding mortar. Yeah? So he's done mischief. So Mother Yashoda went to look after the milk. Here he got angry and he climbed onto that mortar. And he broke the pot, feeding his friend monkeys. And he was looking around, but he got so busy with feeding monkeys with butter that he lost his sight, and Mother Yashoda then comes from behind. And he saw her holding a stick. And he jumped off out of fear. So Yashoda Bhiyo. Bhiyo means fear. Ukula loved the dhavan. So he's running. So jumped off and running. And just imagine the scene, the personality of Godhead. Brahma gets to have his audience once a day. And one day of Brahma is 4,200,000,000 years. And whenever Brahma has to go and request anything, he has to come to the shore of the ocean and pray for 100 of years. Then he hears Krishna say, Tapa, meditate. Or he sends a message, he even doesn't come out to see. And to that personality of Godhead, here Mother Yashoda is holding a stick and chasing him. And not only that, Krishna is running. If he wanted, he would have just disappeared from there. But he is running. And where did he go? He ran out, went on the street. And there is description that Mother Yashoda, who was kind of chief lady of that village, Vrindavan. And in those days, they wouldn't go out running, chasing people. Because she was the queen of Braja, Vrindavan. And here, she lost that composure. She's chasing him, holding the stick, and going out for him. And Krishna, looking behind how far the mother is. And he went around the whole village. Just imagine the scene. And then Krishna comes back and he allows Mother Yashoda to get caught. Who can catch Krishna? But out of love, because she did not give up. And that's what Krishna wants to see, that when we faced with tribulations, and sometimes we feel that Krishna has gone away from my heart, I'm feeling deserted, we should not give up. That may be a test Krishna is taking. And Mother Yashoda did not give up. She chased him. She was a bit older and she was heavier. And Krishna had just eaten plenty of butter and he was running with all his energy. Krishna doesn't need butter to pull off energy. But he was. And here Krishna is chasing. This can only happen to devotees. When Yashoda got caught Krishna, just imagine the scene. That she caught him, the entire village knows this, they all have come. That finally Krishna got caught and he will be punished. Everyone has come. The previously gopis, they caught him and they tried to tie him similarly what Mother Yashoda was about to do. And they couldn't tie Krishna because no one can tie Krishna. Every time, 2 fingers too short. So Krishna, he asked one of the gopis, let me show you how to tie me. Okay, show me. So Krishna took the ropes and he tied that gopi and he ran away. Once Krishna, gopi caught him and she was bringing him, kind of pulling him. I'll show to Mother Yashoda that you are the naughty one, mischief, and she will punish you. And while she was taking him to his mother, he transformed into that gopi's son. So when they went to Mother Yashoda, that gopi complaining that your son, blah blah, and everything. And Yashoda is perplexed. But where is my son? No, he's right here. No, but that's your son. My son? Yeah? Then she left and she became very ashamed. While she was kind of going back to her home, Krishna met her. Next time, I will change into your husband. So be careful. So Krishna is crying. There is no time. I'll take this 5 more minutes and summarize this. Not read verses. I'll get too much emotions flow and then it's difficult to hold. So he basically then goes into. So he describes that how Krishna was crying and Krishna pressing his eyes to make tears. Yeah? Who can make Krishna cry? No one. And there's beautiful description that how Krishna's kajal, what do you call it? Mascara? Kajal, no, the ladies they put in the eyes. Kohl, okay. That is. And yeah, so that was spread to his cheek. And then Mother Yashoda has kissed him. So her lipstick mark were there on his cheek. And in the next verse there is description that his curly hair were also swinging. So the way he has described it in the bhajan, in the next verses continuously, what he is asking for, that, oh my Lord, I just want to behold that face of yours. And in the 5 verses, he goes on to, so he desires not satisfied. He said, Krishna, I want to have your mercy. Then he says, I want to have your glance. Then he says that, I want to behold that beautiful face of yours. Yet he is not satisfied. Then he says, Krishna, I want to see you face to face. And he thought that Krishna, maybe I may not listen to my prayers. And then you know what he does? Last verse of this prayer. Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nanta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam. He brings who? Radha. He brings Radha. Yeah, he brings Radha into the picture. These pastimes of Yashoda and Krishna, there was no Radha Rani here. But Radha Rani is supremely merciful. He said, if Radha Rani approaches Krishna and tells, here is my devotee, please accept this person, she will not refuse. She will accept me. He brings Radha Rani into the picture. And he prays to Radha Rani, please. And what he says, I humbly bow down to your most beloved. He doesn't just approach Radha Rani directly. He says, your beloved Radha Rani. There is no other Radha. Krishna's beloved Radha Rani. Can you see the connection? How we should pray when we go and stand before Krishna? Yeah? These are there's a 5 kind of principles. This topic should contain our prayer when we stand. Maybe some other time we'll talk about it. That, when we stand before Krishna and we want to pray, what should be the content of our prayer? Because we don't know how to pray. We just kind of list things, what we want. But prayer is very powerful. It has to come from the heart. Ahatuki apratiyata. It has to be unmotivated. There should be no motivation in our prayer, only one, that Krishna, how can I please you? No other motivation should be in our prayer, other than pleasing Krishna, pleasing devotees. We can ask Krishna, Krishna, please help me so I can serve devotees and please devotees. Because by doing so, Krishna will be pleased. There is no other way. Any questions? Any doubts? Any comments? Anyone? Hare Krishna. Then we'll have a Damodarastakam next.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामा चाहे सदा दास जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद श्री श्री गंगा माई की जय यमुना सामवेद भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की श्री श्री यशोदा दामोदर all glories to Samad, all glories to Samad, all glories to Samad, all glories to Shri Shri Guru